Hello, good morning. A fire at Europe's biggest nuclear power station in Ukraine, caused by Russian shelling overnight, has been put out. The attack prompted emergency calls between world leaders early this morning, but tests have since showed no change in radiation levels. Ukraine's President Zelensky has accused Russia of nuclear terror. John Ray has the latest.
The world needed no warning of the perils posed by the war in Ukraine to lands far beyond its borders. But in the Russian attack on Europe's biggest nuclear reactor, a terrible reminder of how much is at stake. If there's an explosion, that's it for Europe, said President Vladimir Zelensky. Only urgent action can stop the Russian troops.
It is extremely concerning that forces are prepared to do this. We've called for an urgent meeting of the UN Security Council. This is a threat to European security and stability, and we need those responsible to be held to account.
The plant is now in Russian hands. The fire's extinguished, radiation levels normal. One disaster averted. Yet it fits the Russian tactic of cutting off the essentials of life, of power and water, and bombarding cities like the port of Mariupol and their civilian populations into submission.
They use bombs, they use rockets, multiple launch rocket systems, everything he has. And he does not see any difference, and that its target is both hospitals, schools, kindergartens.
In Brussels, NATO's foreign ministers are holding another emergency meeting.
We condemn the attacks on civilians, and over the night we have also seen reports about the attack against the nuclear power plant. This just demonstrates the recklessness of this war and the importance of ending it, and the importance of Russia withdrawing all its troops.
But as the aftermath of the attack on the nuclear plant proves, it might be that Vladimir Putin is intent on victory at any cost. John Ray, ITV News.
Right, let's go to Ukraine now. And Richard Gaisford is in Melnytsky in the west of the country. Richard, bring us up to date what's happening on the ground where you are.
Yeah, I'd say tensions are certainly rising, Chris. We're seeing more armed patrols on the streets than we have at any point during the last week. A number of air raid warnings this morning. Every time a Russian jet's in the sky over the west of Ukraine, large areas get these sirens. Over those speakers right now, you can hear the voice of President Zelensky. He's actually been given a message in Russian, hoping that people would go out and protest in Russia. They're playing these messages every hour to keep people informed and really to rally the troops, if you like. And that's something they're doing in these western cities that don't see the fighting right now, but they have been collecting supplies for the soldiers, distributing those, and also creating these large arsenals of petrol bombs so they are ready for any incoming Russian troops. So you've got the local council now putting electronic signs up at the side of the road saying, if you are a Russian soldier, go home. There are bullets waiting for you here, not flowers.
OK, Richard, thank you very much indeed. Well, Boris Johnson spoke to President Zelensky overnight. David Wood is in Westminster. And David, as we saw in John's report at the very top, there is a big day of diplomacy in Brussels today.
Yes, Chris, and I think the fact that Boris Johnson spoke to the Ukrainian president in the early hours of this morning shows the heightened degree of concern amongst the government here about what's happening in Ukraine. So right now, Liz Truss is in Brussels for what she has hailed one of the biggest days of diplomacy, where the West can show it's willing to tighten the vice on Russia. NATO foreign ministers are meeting right now. We should get an update on that in around an hour and a half or so. And then I think significantly, EU foreign ministers are meeting to discuss the situation this afternoon. And for the first time since Brexit, Liz Truss has been invited. That's the first time a UK minister will attend an EU ministerial meeting since Brexit, a show of unity, if you like. And Liz Truss says that there must be this sign of unity to degrade the Russian economy through sanctions. But what will be in the back of the minds of all the ministers taking part, and there'll be a lot of tough talk today, but so far sanctions aren't deterring Putin.
OK, David, thank you very much indeed. We will have the latest for you at 11 o'clock. And in the meantime, you can go to our website, itv.com/news. For now, though, from me,